Hello, folks. This is Craig Lane with Health Alchemy, and this is sort of the YouTube variation with an Abraham card behind me that I just screenshot of. So we're going to go into a quick 5-minute what it means to do a 21-day cleanse, and this is tomorrow's day one of my cleanse. So this is the video blog kind of pre-prep day. We're just getting the screen ready for you guys. So if you need any help and you want to do a 21-day cleanse, there's always a fast way to reach me. And that's right up here on the website, healthalchemy.com. See upper left corner. Then over here on the right, big bold letters, schedule an appointment. You can click that and click a free 15-minute. And then you can get a better orientation on how you might want to do a cleanse. And the cleansing page is here, Falling into Health Cleanse. So by request, I'm going to go through kind of what this looks like, for me at least, over the next few weeks. And so what I've made it for you people that are in the cleanse and in future cleanses is see this overall week one guidelines is a hyperlink now, and you can click it and it tells you the cleanse week by week. And you go to week one, and then it's the same hyperlink for week two, but you just scroll down a little bit, and same hyperlink for week three. So what I'm going to show you tonight is kind of like my intention. So tomorrow I've listed day one, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I still got to do the rest of the week and label it. But so why am I doing this? And so I'm setting my intentions, and I'm doing it because I know I'm a better person when I eliminate things that if I was in, say, a more intimate relationship or a partnership, I wouldn't be doing, and certain habit patterns and whatnot. So I've got to step up and do that for myself. And so I'm going to use the group format for intentions and accountability, because if we set intentions and goals and we don't have accountability. So one of my intentions starting tomorrow is to go raw as much as possible. What I spent the time over the weekend was sort of clearing out all the old excessive desires. And so the last sort of treat of the day today was like a fruit torte that was at this Freedom potluck. And so, yeah, I was like, well, I had a little torte, and that kind of finishes it off. And then there's I'm in this pasteurized cream debate right now. I really need the fat to do the hot drink. And so I'm sitting with this, the raw cream would be sort of cleanse worthy, and the pasteurized cream would not. So I got a little bit of that left. And, it's like, there are certain things that sort of slow down cleansing and speed it up. And you think clean, right? So pasteurized fat or cooked fat is harder to digest than raw fat. So raw cream would move through more smoothly versus pasteurized cream, maybe not. So tomorrow I'm kind of looking at like a typical day. If you look at a typical day, my rising time would be more like 8. And then I have phone calls in the morning on Mondays with my team / colleague members on my team. We meet on Wednesdays. And like, by the way, if you're interested in the Wednesday call, if you want to join, the Personal Alchemy is that group. And that's a clinical nutrition group. And then we have a broader base group, Natural Law. I'm kind of got my fingers in a lot of pots right now, but just because the need's so high on the planet. So like starting tomorrow, I'll definitely be getting an oil pulling routine going, a dry skin brushing routine. I don't have the right real oils for oil pulling. I got a little bit of coconut oil left. So I'll probably go to the store and buy some of that. Right now, I'll probably use like cocoa butter in the morning. But it's a good process. Generally, I just floss my teeth and get up and just kind of, as I start my morning, I'm just doing that and swishing the oil around in my mouth as I'm getting my day started. And then the dry skin brushing, I always have a dry skin brush around. I've had the same one now for 10 years. I need to get a new one. And then the supplements that I use it's not here with me now, but SP Cleanse is one that it's a $25 product. If you go to the homepage on the website, you can actually go to the Standard Process store and buy that by itself, or the other supplement brands, which I use Fullscript for. So you can go here on the web page and buy that. What's easier about the website, though, is the website will give you, at the cleansing page, the Falling into Health Cleanse, for example, if you go there, a view of like all the supplements I recommended for this fall cleanse, for example. So we'll scroll down to that real quick. So there they are. And then you can also get access to the Fullscript store through right here, buy now and buy now. I won't click that because it takes a lot of time off the Zoom video, but there are custom options. And if you go to the Fall Health Cleanse page, you'll notice it started. You'll say, oh, it already started. But you can start this anytime. Like, you can use me as your model. and the support group. There's a private email group that's going around right now. We just started, and a few people are just overjoyed. And I'm doing the video really more as a community service of, I'm facing my own demons like we all are in this time of great transition on the planet. And so my way of doing it is I'm giving back all the things that have kept me alive. And, I broke my neck in a car accident 36 years ago and should have died. So the hands of God or the divine really held me. And throughout my life, I'm alive sort of in spite of myself. And so it's my give back period. So a typical day, like I like the idea of that. And then generally the best thing to do is like on the second goal for self-care is you'll see yoga in here every day. So yoga, 30 minutes, and then and a 30-minute shavasana. I call it a shavasana body scan. So if you're doing a body scan, so that's generally always in the morning. So I'm going to add that in as a commitment in the dry skin brush. And then kind of the first hour is more about hydration. So the food goals, or maybe it's just tea and water, and maybe the fiber supplements would be a good way to start the day too. When I say tea, now that could be right now. I just weaned off the coffee, so the headache I had a good headache transition, but sometimes I was in I know how much caffeine is in stuff, and I know that when I'm going well, 30 to 40 milligrams is what I need to just get a little lift, and then I'm done. And I've been hovering around, and I'm not kidding you folks, I've been hovering around 500 to 800 milligrams a day of caffeine equivalents from various things. And that, to me, I start to get to an irritability and an edgy place, and I don't even feel stimulated anymore from it. It's more like a numbing thing. So we're kind of weaning our way off. And so there's green tea, mate. And then if you haven't been familiar with kratom, I'll put it in here on it's spelled like this, Kratom. And that's another one that can be used for transitions. Best not to get addicted to that, because it is kind of fun in itself, but I won't go into it now. So if I did decide to do a fasting day, we'll go over that over the coming week, but I really wanted to do just outline the first week. We'll go to those guidelines right now, since you guys can see how it loads. And when you get into the cleanse, you also get access to this broad base of knowledge. And you can also get access to the larger cleansing folder here. There's the cleansing, the whole cleanse, but we're on the fall cleanse. So let's look at the week by week. It's kind of, we just loaded up here. So week 1, see, accelerate detoxification. So again, like loosen stuck matter, moisten, improve digestive function. So oil for oil pulling, and then some of the special foods. I'm a big raw carrot guy. I'm growing holy basil. Raw tomatoes can be a very good time of year. But the coast where I live, we haven't had a day above 70 in quite a few days. And so all of my raspberries and fruits are all molding because it's just so damp. But good time of year for raw tomatoes. They're great. Cucumbers, tomatoes, summer squashes, great time of year to eat those raw. We're finishing out the year and it's still warm, especially inland. So that's kind of like the first week in a nutshell. Chia seeds are generally well tolerated. Flax seeds, psyllium, generally well tolerated. You want to get them fresh though if you get psyllium husks. And then the first week kind of focus veggies are here. So what I'll do in my 21-day thing is I've already started to list, see, radishes and beets. I have a beet salad. You'll see it further down here, prunes, celery, raw liver, raw eggs. So that'll be, you might ask yourself, well, what is allowable totally on the cleanse? And that's on the basic food chart here, which we can click that quickly. And it loads fast. It's a small document, but we can blow that up and you can see all these foods here are what's allowed. And I want to focus for people on what's allowed and what's not. So there's herbal tea ideas. You can see there's the proteins ideas. So if you want to do meat, it's pretty much got to be raw to be cleanse worthy. Plain raw yogurt, kefir, whey protein that's not hydrolyzed, organ meats are a superfood. But there's a type of person, that's why you'd want to do a 15-minute appointment with me, because then you get to see what kind of person you are. You can contextualize your cleanse. That's where I'd say like some of these heavier proteins are not cleanse worthy for a carbohydrate type with a low appetite, for example, and doesn't digest fat well. And then you would be more up here in the carbohydrate realm on your cleanse. And so these are the things that I have to avoid on a cleanse because they don't really process well in my system. So if I want carbohydrates, then I go to, in my system, you learn that there's 5 or 6 kinds of carbohydrates. There's vegetable carbohydrates, there's fruit carbohydrates, there's simple sweetener carbohydrates of all different variations. There's dairy carbohydrates like lactose, and then there's grain and bean carbohydrates on top of all that. And you could put grains and beans in 2 different categories of carbohydrates too. So, I mean, you're looking at a lot of different types of carbohydrates out there, and I know that I don't tolerate the grains and the beans well. How do I know that? Because I don't have a lot of energy after I eat them, and I have gas and brain fog and farts. And when I eat meat and vegetables, I have great energy, great libido, great thinking, and especially this raw thing is that's why you see the raw liver on there. So this is if you said, Craig, I want to do a 21-day cleanse, and I want to take your supplements, and I want to do the widest diet possible, then this is the widest diet because you can eat anything on this page. There's no mention of what you can't eat. Hey, Craig, can I have that? Is it on the page? No, then you can't have it. So let's focus on what we can have. And so I have a whole list of drinks here that I don't need to update it. This is a few years old, but Kavita is one of my favorites. I just had where's one? I have one right here. A Kavita mango coconut. So as long as you don't overdo it, you could have a few ounces of those. And beet kvass is a highly recommended beverage. So I'm not real stocked up. I'm living on a little bit of a minimalist lifestyle. So what I'm going to be doing is keeping it minimalized. And so I think that having these, what you can do is you can take these examples here and you can use the template and then make a copy of it over here because you have viewer access. So if you have viewer access, you can make a copy and put it in your own computer and then erase all my stuff and make one for yourself. And that's the gift part, is you can make one of these for yourself. Why am I doing this each day? Challenges each day. So I have a few listed here: fasting, enemas, 100% raw apples, like a lot, like 5 or 6 raw apples, 5 or 6 raw carrots on this day. Another one I like is a chia seed challenge, which is chia seeds with a lot of chia seed bulk, we'll call it. There could be it could be a greens bulk day. So we'll just put that in. Maybe I won't do it, but we'll just say greens bulk. Then maybe on a Saturday, I might want to do a day of silence, and so you have a liquid fast here as a challenge. So maybe on that Sunday also, day of silence, ? See, so that's kind of how it works, is you work your way through it. But if you want to go back to the base materials, so you can always go back to say, okay, what's the weekly chart? Okay, here's the proteins I'm supposed to eat. So you can kind of cross-reference and see what the main goals are. There's the main goal in the first week. See, and then week 2, see what's the main goals there. What are the main focus foods? And so you can get a shopping list going from these alone, and see then your proteins and your and then see choose from basic food chart, and I kind of have the best ideas. So those are just the week by weeks there. And so I hope this helps you in your planning if you are planning to do a cleanse. The reason why I believe it's a good idea to do a cleanse this time of year, sorry about that, folks, is because it's the last bit of warmth left in the year, and you use that warm chi to make your own body warm. And so to make your own body warm, you need that warmth of the sun, because cleansing is raw. And what you'll be learning over the coming weeks, I mean, you can use my website and get access to a lot of stuff, like at the bottom here. All my social media is available, and my YouTube is loaded. That's where you're watching this, or you're watching it via my website. But really important, I mean, you can go to a lot of my different profiles and get a lot of free information. And even on the website alone, even if you don't buy anything, most of it's giveaway here. There's all the challenges. If you click the recommendations link, that takes you to the basic food chart. And you kind of know, like, you could just kind of cross-reference to the basic idea is radishes are one of the best foods of cleansing the lungs and the colon of mucus. Okra, pepsin, E3 is sort of like binding mucoid plaque. Think okra is very slimy, and think pepsin digests protein waste, and think vitamin E3. Yes, folks, there's many kinds of vitamin E that we don't hear about, and E3 is one. SP Cleanse is a major cleanser. But if you have a lot of herbs in your garden that are fresh, you could just have herbal smoothies, and I could guide you with the herbs and just do like a half-hour appointment. Then a fiber or a binding agent. I really like what I've recommended here. Gastrofibers on here, but the PRM psyllium and greens, and also medically, I got a typo there. And then a superfood nutrient blend and a custom herb blend, kind of how I do it. So I believe, though, I will click that link because I think there might be an error here. I believe that the fiber choice is the standard process zeolite product called GI Adsorb. So if you click that link on the website, this is where it takes you. You click that and you end up on this full script page. And I'm in the practitioner access, so you wouldn't see exactly this, but oh yeah, there it is, Premier Psyllium Fiber. And GI Adsorb. So the reason why I did that is because the Adsorb is a little bit constipating on its own. So we added the psyllium fiber, which is only $25 anyway, extra. So you could click that off if you wanted to. You could click it off the order. But this has greens and psyllium, which is very softening and absorbing a soluble fiber. And then the GI Adsorb is chlorella and I believe stone root and zeolite. And so zeolite, sort of a adaptogenic clay, you could call it. I found it has very interesting properties. It allowed me to drink coffee probably 90 out of 150 days, which is unprecedented. And but my body finally said no. And so the GI Adsorb is a major product. And then you can see like the detox chais, the nutrient rich drink, which I'll be going through, and the cleanse stuff. And that's kind of the way this one's going to look. And the organically bound minerals is seaweed and alfalfa. So there's a lot of greens in that. So that's kind of what the cleanse looks like. And this is a really powerful protocol. So you can literally just add all the cart, click, and be done. That's how fast it can go. And then there's another one that's more of a blood sugar variation cleanse. It's a 10-dayer. And if you click that, then it takes you to, these supplements on this page aren't listed, but you click that and you end up on the page. It gives you to, but you can go to other recommendations into the catalog, but this is, so you can do this anytime you want. It's a quick 10-day, and you take the parameters from the cleanse that it's already listed and just do 10 days of it. Or you can take, see, they tell you how many, I've told you how many to take here for 10 days. Basically, the recommendations are here. And then you just follow the food recommendation, like the basic food chart, and you get a really nice blood sugar reset, kind of blood sugar, liver, sludge remover. This is a kick butt protocol if you have any kind of glycemic blood sugar overweight condition. That one on the right there is a nice focus just for 10 days, and it could be more of a beginner. And if you need a little support, you can click a little exam process or a little, go up to the top, click a little 15-minute, get a little appointment, and you are set. So probably went a longer than 5 minutes, but thanks for watching, folks. This is the, not much of a prep talk, and there's lots of free information on the YouTube channel. You'll see that there's also a fall cleanse playlist, and that fall cleanse playlist has some old PowerPoints coupled with a talk about the PowerPoint, and that might also help you get further information about what the mindset is behind a fall cleanse. But just think, you're trying to, this first week, you're trying to scrub stuff out. You're trying to get the bad environment cleaned up. And then the week 2, you can think you're kind of, one of the focuses is to kick out the bad tenants that were in the bad apartments, because now you clean them up, get rid of the old, evict the old tenants that were problem causers. And then the third and final week is kind of restore a little bit. And it really varies by the person, because it depends on your vitality level. Because if you start to get tired, then you lean into those sort of more calorie rich foods and you try to eat them raw. So that's why I say raw liver, raw butter. I've got it all around here. Raw, I probably won't go raw cheese, but hard boiled egg, soft boiled egg, raw egg, different variations of egg can generally help a lot of people. So if you start to get a low energy on a cleanse and you have to be out and about, then by all means have some protein, which is the essential, not the carbohydrate generally. And if you're not a big protein eater and you're more of a rice and bean eater, then just think, well, maybe I should have an avocado instead of the bowl of rice and beans. If you process rice and beans well and you live in a warm climate, then so be it. Do it up. but maybe you do the bean sprouts and the rice raw and soak it for 2 or 3 days and eat it raw. That's one thing to think about, or sprout the rice. And despite everything I say, is you got to follow your own heart. And this is really just me sharing vulnerably about. It's a raw time in my life. It's raw for a lot of us. I'm not going to kid anyone. I don't know anybody except for very, very few that are like truly thriving. And I'm my thriving is enough that I'm able to give this back because I've created my life enough to have the support of the community to be able to do the things I'm doing because I've helped so many myself. And there's this give back of just the natural giving heart. It comes out of a connection with nature and a connection with plants. And I'm just sharing at this point that I'm doing it because of the difficulty, because I get clearer. And there's all kinds of things about, going and doing a vision quest when you're not clear. And part of that is fasting. And part of that is, limiting what can change our consciousness for the negative. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, is to be a clearer, better human being. So thanks for watching. And I'll be doing a daily blog. So look forward to put in some comments, contact me, love input. We can have conversations about all kinds of aspects of cleansing. And that's what the journey will be, is me talking about the cleansing and the details and the personal psychology and all that. So let's enjoy the journey, folks.